Hi, Wolfpack fans. I'm Jeff Gravely.
I'm Tony Haynes. We're beginning a new era on the Wolfpack Sports Network. Welcome, Chaz. Matt Chazanow.
These kids have faith. I knew we were going to win this game. I told them that on Tuesday. I walked into the team meeting. I said, we're going to win the game, and here's what my speech is going to be about.
At the end of the day, I'm still proud of my team. You know, I won't pick any other girls to play with. Everybody doubted us, and we made it here.
Can they win 5 games in 5 days, become ACC tournament champions? It has been quite a story.
Club next pass, intercepted! Intercepted Peyton Wilson, diving for the end zone! Touchdown, NC State!
Page to the record book, the first top 5 win in program history.
It is a Wolfpack, 3 All-Americans, 3 gals that also helped them to the cross-country national championship. Texas is going to let it. He's getting further this out. It looks like 12 seconds left. Sanaya Rivers slipped them like a midcourt. NC State is going to the Final Four!
This march to remember continues for NC State.
And we ain't even done yet.
This is what dreams are made of. An unlikely run to the Final Four for NC State.
NC State's headed back to Omaha. Elliott Avon's boys come on the road and take the Super Regional from Georgia.
I'm Tony Haynes. He is Jeff Gravely. An exciting time here at NC State, of course. A new football season is upon us. And there's a lot of newness with the Wolfpack Sports Network. Jeff, we have a new play-by-play announcer, Matt Chazanow, the voice of the Wolfpack, replacing the legendary Gary Hahn, who retired last spring, but he went out with a bang with the basketball team.
And got married, too.
He got married 2 weeks ago. Good news. They're still together. It's working.
That's good. And we can call him Chaz.
We call him Chaz. Matt Chazanow, yes.
Matt Chazanow, whatever, but yeah.
Matt Chazanow stepping in now after Gary Hahn was the voice of the Wolfpack for 34 years. So a new era in the booth. And it's also a new era for our weekend TV shows. We've kind of reimagined this year what the TV show should look like. And we've been through 2 or 3 different iterations over the years. I mean, I go way back in the 90s. When I first got here, Don Shea was hosting the show with the coaches.
Yes, the legend.
Yeah, but it was the normal coaches show we've become accustomed to over the years where, you know, you have a host sitting there at the desk with the coach. They talk about the previous game. They go over the highlights. And then we changed up the show about 7 years ago. We went more to the documentary Hard Knocks style. Mm-hmm. And I think that went over well with the fans. But it's always time to change sometimes, right?
Sure.
So our new TV show is called Pulse of the Pack, and it is going to integrate our radio show, our coach's radio show each week, integrate this podcast, and we're also going to have some great guests on Pulse of the Pack.
You know, it's neat. We'll have guests live with us. We'll reach across the country on Zoom to connect with former players. We'll have features that we have profiled some of our other high-profile athletic programs here at NC State. You know, this won't just be a football show or it won't just be a men's basketball show. We are reaching out to cover the broad spectrum that is NC State athletics, and we just saw one of the most memorable years in NC State athletics history. I mean, the other night I was at Packapalooza introducing the champions. Mm-hmm. So you had the women's cross country team that won the ACC and the national championship for the 3rd time in a row. Yeah. You had, of course, men's basketball that won the ACC tournament. You had wrestling, you had men's swimming, you had gymnastics, all that won ACC championships. So 5 ACC championships and a national championship in 1 year. I would say that is quite the accomplishment for the athletics program.
Historic indeed. One of my favorite Frank Sinatra songs is called It Was a Very Good Year.
You going to sing it?
No.
Okay.
I want the ratings to stay up.
We crashed the show before we even started.
I don't want to abandon our loyal audience
Yeah.
here on the podcast or on the TV show. But it was a very good year, and that's an understatement.
I want to take a step back and kind of look and compare where this year ranked in NC State athletics history, because some people are saying it's the greatest year in NC State athletics history. I get that. But I think you always have to put in there 1983 when they won the national championship, 1974 when they won the national championship in basketball. So how did they do athletically in those years as well? So I had to pull out the old piece of paper here. In 73-74, the men won the ACC tournament and won the national championship. Men's swim and dive won the ACC championship. Baseball won the ACC tournament. That's a good year.
Yeah.
That's a good year. 82-83, men win the ACC tournament, win the national championship. Women won the ACC regular season. Women's cross country won the ACC. Men's track and field won the ACC. And wrestling won the ACC. So there are 5 ACC championships in that year, with a national championship in basketball. So sometimes we have to pump the brakes on the greatest of all time, or where does this measure up? And I think in perspective, 74 and 83 do. And what about the last time NC State won a football conference championship, 1979? That was a very special year too, because that year, women's cross country won the ACC. Men and women's swim and dive teams won the ACC, and women's basketball won the regular season and the tournament. So kind of a perspective of what was just accomplished and how it measures up against some of the all-time great years in NC State history. So I think you put it in the category of, yes, one of the greatest years in NC State athletics history, but also there are other things that measure up to that, and there's always the carrot at the end of the stick. You want it more. You want more. And I know Dave Dorn and his football team want more. They want an ACC championship trophy and a chance to play for a college football playoff in this trophy case here.
Pulse of the Pack is sponsored in part by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series, gas, hybrid, or all-electric. These are the deals you've been waiting for. So don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Hurry. Get 0% financing, plus up to $75.50 in total savings with your trade-in on select Ford trucks. Only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
These mascots represent some of the most heated rivalries in college sports. What could possibly bring them all together? Everyone agrees on the best team in smart home security. CPI.
From protecting your teeth and gums, to restoring your smile, to sponsoring your local team, Tar Heel Periodontics is the premier periodontal practice of the Triangle community. Our team of highly skilled doctors provide dental care as individual as you are, working with you to build a personalized treatment plan to create the beautiful, healthy smile of your dreams. With offices conveniently located across the Triangle and Central North Carolina, you're never far from the Tar Heel Periodontics family. Visit our website or call now.
This segment of Pulse of the Pack is presented by Coca-Cola.
We are a team with a lot of new players, the most I've ever had. I think it's 42 right now. It's also one of the closest group of guys I've been around, and that's unique. Which really goes back to what our January, when I walked in that team room for the first time and felt, or saw, I guess, how many new faces there were. That we had a lot of work to do off the field and on the field. And it's really been one of the biggest and most fun challenges I've had outside of a season.
Yeah, going back to January, I suppose one of your big challenges was building chemistry.
Yeah.
I think you told them in the first meeting we got something like 40 new players, and we're going to have to find a way to get on the same page here over the next several months. How is that process going?
Yeah, it was like the biggest challenge off the field that I've had with team chemistry, and so didn't do the same things. You know, we've really put time in as a coach. I put time in as a coach trying to come up with different creative things to do outside the box to get them into positions where they'd have to open up to each other. And, you know, whether it was meetings where players were talking about their lives or taking them off campus, you know, going camping with them for a night and staying in a barracks together, which was pretty cool with the coaches.
Teams change from year to year more dramatically now because of the transfer portal, and NC State's got some great guys in the portal. So one of the big tasks for Dave Dorn coming in was to try to build chemistry with so many new players on this roster. And he's always very creative, and he got ultra creative this time around.
You know, and I think this is a testament to Coach Doran as a coach. He's entering his 12th year, but yet he feels he is still evolving as a head coach. He said he sat down in December after the bowl game and says, I'm going to have a different roster here. What can I do to microwave a culture and chemistry, something he is huge on? Mm-hmm. What can they do to speed up that process? And he did it by going camping.
Who would have thought?
I mean, we're not roasting marshmallows and going fishing camping. This was a testament of mental strength, physical strength, unity, and teamwork. It was a team bonding effort that really worked so well, and he was so pleased after it. It wasn't just the players that took part.
That's right.
Coaches took part as well.
Man, I want you to look around. Look around. There's nothing here. Everybody look out there. And can everybody see the lake out there? You're getting in it.
Welcome to the crib. Got a little tour. So we got the bed where we sleep at. That's about it.
This is an opportunity of a lifetime. The fact that your coach would bring you out here, I'm telling you, I can't get men to do this. I can't get men's teams to do this. They're afraid.
What's the point? Up there, going by the lake. I'm not sure he hasn't explained to us yet. Hopefully he'll brief us when we get there.
Are you willing to do the things that nobody else is ready to do to be better? So I want you to just sit up. We're going to do a little exercise. Put your hands on your thighs. Close your eyes. You just sit there. What you're going to do is you're going to take 10 deep breaths with me. All right, let's go. Inhale through your nose. Make a ha sound from the mouth. Now go out. Stop. Hold your breath with your lungs empty. Now I want you to feel what's going on in your body. That's your superpower right there. That's called self-awareness. You guys develop that tool, you'll be the best team in this whole country. No ego, we go. No ego, we go. That's your mantra for the rest of the season.
Now here's the deal. We've got 31 minutes to attack this. We got to find 16 minutes of perfect, one team, one heart. Perfect rows, perfect columns.
What's up? What's up?
The expectation is that we get up as one team, one heartbeat. We get right back in the fight. Wear the red and black. To be a part of the pack, man, you got to earn it. And that's the way you should be looking at the fire that you built. You get on board, you be a part of this team, you be a part of this pack, you be a part of our culture, or you're out.
Let's go, get up. Get up, let's go. Everybody out. Reveille, reveille, reveille. Everybody should be up.
Rise and shine. Rise and shine, Kelvon. JP. How are we feeling this morning? Tell Wolfpack Nation how we're feeling this early in the morning.
And honestly, like I said, you have the first responder just underneath your nose. That's your secret weapon this year. The energy, let it go. Breathe in the light, energy, let it go.
Over here, getting late, do a little prep work. Calm my mind down.
I want you to dial it in now. This is where you separate the men from the boys. This here, when I'll look at your faces, I'll see who's going to get the next level this year.
Keep your mind focused, tip of the nose, feeling the breath as you breathe, eyes closed. In.
Best way to accomplish this mission is to trust one another. Lean into one another. You want to take this team to a championship? You want to go to the next level? You got to start pushing.
The most self-aware athletes in this nation. Do it for yourself.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series, gas, hybrid, or all-electric. These are the deals you've been waiting for. So don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Hurry. Get 0% financing, plus up to $75.50 in total savings with your trade-in on select Ford trucks. Only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
These mascots represent some of the most heated rivalries in college sports. What could possibly bring them all together? Everyone agrees on the best team in smart home security. CPI.
From protecting your teeth and gums, to restoring your smile, to sponsoring your local team, Tar Heel Periodontics is the premier periodontal practice of the Triangle community. Our team of highly skilled doctors provide dental care as individual as you are, working with you to build a personalized treatment plan to create the beautiful, healthy smile of your dreams. With offices conveniently located across the Triangle and Central North Carolina, you're never far from the Tar Heel Periodontics family. Visit our website or call now.
You think about a year ago, the two centerpieces for NC State were Casey Concepcion on offense and Peyton Wilson on defense.
Don't make us cry.
There's not going
Say goodbye to Peyton.
Peyton Wilson was a generational player.
Agree.
There's not another Peyton Wilson on the roster right now, but that's not an insult
Peyton
to the guys
Wilson's not
there.
walking through that door right now.
Larry Bird's not walking through that door, fans.
But they still have a lot of good players
Yeah.
on defense. Now, again, it's not one guy that's going to be Peyton Wilson, so they're going to have to do it collectively on defense. But I think right now we're at the point where we expect a Tony Gibson defense to find a way.
Sure.
And to be disruptive, force turnovers, keep teams off schedule by forcing a lot of third and long situations. That's why their third down defensive percentage has been really elite over the last 3 or 4 years. And then, Sean Brown is going to try to fill those big shoes of Peyton Wilson, and everybody's very confident he can do that. But it's still about the scheme, I think, and how most of the players on this defense, Peyton Wilson notwithstanding, one thing they do, they understand this defense, and that helps you play fast.
But you're right. You don't replace a Peyton Wilson, but somebody's got to step in there. We were talking briefly about the weight that Sean Brown has gained. Brandon Cisse has put on quite a bit of weight. Travali Price. You see the trend here?
Yeah.
We're leading towards the Thunder. D'Antonio Burnett.
I think I just heard some.
I heard some thunder. I feel the ground shake.
Yeah.
To me, he is the model of consistency and has done so much for this program. He's a guy, as Coach Doran likes to say, he's got blood in the bricks. He played here. He was successful here. He loves this place, and he loves developing players. I think that's his key, keeping the coaching staff intact, keeping D'Antonio Burnett here at NC State, his alma mater, has also been another critical part of NC State's consistency in football.
Left in. Make sure you're paying attention. Make sure you're paying attention. When we call your name out, you should do what? If you do not sprint to the center when we call your name, you're going to be with us at the end. You guys understand?
Yes, sir. You celebrated these guys on social media, the guys I'm about to ask you about, but I want to take a moment to do so here on the show. Give me your biggest gainers, your biggest off-season guys, the guys who you got here into camp and thought these guys are different. They've evolved from this summer, from last year to this year.
Well, we had a lot of guys that did a really good job this past offseason, and we had 4 guys that really stood out that won our Iron Wolf Award, which is our top offseason award. And one of the guys was Brandon Cisse. It was amazing how he came in last year as a freshman, maybe 170-some pounds, maybe 179. This year he got up to 197. Wow. Did a phenomenal job throughout the entire offseason program.
So he's 197, so he's 20 pounds heavier but faster.
Most definitely. And his vertical jump actually went up. He's almost a 40-inch vertical guy. So he did a lot of really good things. He's a guy that, really bought in. The next guy is Davin Van. He's been a phenomenal guy in our program for multiple years. The cool thing about Davin is that I love former wrestlers, guys that are just cut from a different cloth. He came in, really changed his body a lot. You can see that he's much leaner. I think he's down to probably like 274, but 40, he ran a fast 40 for us. He ran a 4.63 40, which was very impressive. 34-inch vertical, strong in the weight room. He's our captain. He is the guy. He's on the freak list. DK Kaufman is another young man who won one of the Iron Wolf Awards. He stepped on campus and he picked up all the things that we do and how we do it. It's amazing to see him buy in, put on some lean muscle mass. He's another guy, looks like a linebacker, but plays safety, but he's my type of guy. He's cut from that cloth. And then the last guy is a guy that, has been in our program for a while, went through the developmental program for 3 years, and that's Matt McCabe. He was a former walk-on, eventually got put on scholarship. He's 310 pounds. When he got here, I think he was roughly around 230. He's going to be a guy that's going to help us out and contribute this year as well.
How much has the transfer portal and bringing in older guys changed your job, changed the weight room?
Yeah, oftentimes it can make our job a little bit harder because now oftentimes when you have young guys come into your program, it's like molding a piece of clay. When you get a guy that's been in the program for 5 or 6 years, oftentimes it's a brick. So now I have to get a chisel out and chisel away and figure out different ways. But I've always been one of those guys having an open mind, understanding that there's a million ways to develop, and you can't use one way to develop all the guys. Oftentimes, guys that come in that have been at other places, they've had a previous history of injuries, so those are things that we have to work around. At the end of the day, having a mindset, treating some of these guys like NFL athletes. We have to get them ready and prepare for game day, knowing that we're only going to have them for a short period of time, and having those guys move in the same direction with everyone else.
Pulse of the Pack is sponsored in part by Carolina Ford Dealers. See your Carolina Ford dealer, proud sponsor of NC State Athletics.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series, gas, hybrid, or all-electric. These are the deals you've been waiting for. So don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Hurry. Get 0% financing, plus up to $75.50 in total savings with your trade-in on select Ford trucks. Only at your Carolina Ford dealer.
These mascots represent some of the most heated rivalries in college sports. What could possibly bring them all together? Everyone agrees on the best team in smart home security. CPI.
From protecting your teeth and gums, to restoring your smile, to sponsoring your local team, Tar Heel Periodontics is the premier periodontal practice of the Triangle community. Our team of highly skilled doctors provide dental care as individual as you are, working with you to build a personalized treatment plan to create the beautiful, healthy smile of your dreams. With offices conveniently located across the Triangle and Central North Carolina, you're never far from the Tar Heel Periodontics family. Visit our website or call now.
Pulse of the Pack is sponsored in part by Coca-Cola. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
12 years does not seem like a long time, but recently, as we were getting closer to the season, I was thinking back to those early years, and we were doing Coach Doran's radio show over at a local restaurant, and his son, at that time, his youngest son, Connor, would sometimes come up and sit in one of the chairs on stage and put the headphones on. He was a little boy. I think he was only like maybe 7 or 8 years old. And we'd actually talk to him occasionally on the radio show. Pretty funny. Right now, let's put it into perspective. I take you back several years ago on this coach's show. And Coach Doran's youngest son, Connor, came on the show with us. And at this time, my former co-host was Mark Thomas, and he was going to ask young Connor a question. Here's how that
Tony,
went.
we actually had the crowd ask one more question. The group over here wanted to know. Connor comes up and joins us here on stage all the time. You've gotten a lot of exposure on TV. You've become quite the celebrity. How has that helped you with the young Wolfpack ladies that you may be going to class with? Has it been good or bad? Yes, no?
Amazing.
My man.
Oh, that's good.
And Dave Doran, that young man, a boy then, he's playing college football.
Yeah, he's a man now for sure. He's a big kid, 6'5"-ish, 275, freshman in college. Yeah.
Now, here we are 12 years later. Connor is 6'6", 260 pounds, and he plays college football at East Tennessee State.
The family growth. And even Dave said it's so nice that all my kids were able to go to, middle school, junior high, and high school in one place. That's rare for a coach. And that shows stability. And Dave Doran has certainly brought that as well as a football coach and certainly as a father when he can keep his family in one area.
I think the vibes are a little bit different this year. We know about the talent, especially offensively. The people they brought in, they feel like they're going to score a lot more points. They're going to have a lot more balance running and throwing. The pieces are there. But I go back to his first preseason press conference. I don't know that I remember Coach Doran using the word championship more than he did in that press conference.
I mean, pour it out on the field and play for your brothers.
I think it was always a goal. But in this press conference, it struck me how many times he said championship.
And I think part of that is piggybacking over what we just saw the last year here at NC State. He and the team have seen what championships can mean to this fan base.
We have one of the greatest game day atmospheres. It's a united mission to win a championship.
A new era, so to speak, certainly on the airwaves here at NC State.
You think about the Wolfpack fans over the years, there are generations of fans who have never known another voice of the Wolfpack.
Right.
Matt is a guy that, the fans will get to know him at a deeper level when we come back here next week.